Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Good. How about you?
Great now.
Good.
Glad to hear a good
Well,
concert.
good afternoon.
Yes, we
We're
are.
thrilled to have you here with us. Merry Christmas. Was that parade amazing or what? Yeah. Well, my name is Doug Warren, and I have the incredible privilege of being the pastor here at First Congregational Church of Woodstock. I'm brand new. My family and I arrived just 3 months ago, and we have been falling in love with Woodstock. What an amazing place. And we've been so warmly welcomed by many of you and others in the community, so thank you so much for that. I wanted to just let you know a couple of things in terms of logistics and then talk to you for just a few seconds before the group comes out to share the incredible gifts that God has given them in the song. So a couple of logistics. First of all, if you're needing to find a restroom, there are two sets in the building. One is at the far back, down the stairs, and you follow the signs there in the basement. The other is through this door to your left. The men keep going to the left, the ladies curve around to the right. So those are the two sets of facilities that are available to you. And then you should have found on your seat or close to you a couple of things that we want to make sure you knew about. One, this is a booklet that's a gift from the church to you. It is about Advent, and it's got some readings and devotional kinds of things for these next 3.5 weeks leading up to Christmas. And so that's just something that we put together. We'd love to have you use that and have that be a blessing to you and your family. The other is an invitation that you may say, wow, this was a great concert, and we'd like to do some other kind of Christmassy kinds of things. So one, this tells you about our services here every Sunday at 10:30, but we also have a candlelight Christmas Eve service right here, 7 o'clock on Christmas Eve. And so we'd love to have you join us for any of those things. We're not trying to recruit you. If you've got a church family that you're already a part of, great. Stay there. Get involved. That's what we'd love to have you do. But if you don't have a church home, we'd love to have you come and participate in the things here. And then the last thing before the guys come and share with us in song is I just wanted to kind of get you to think a little bit. As you're hearing these Christmas songs, it's easy for us to be caught up in a bunch of the what kinds of things. The wonder of Christmas, the enjoyment of community, the tender-hearted kinds of things of brotherly love and this time of year. And those are all wonderful, fantastic things. But I want to encourage you to think about some of the why questions. So for instance, why Christmas? Why do we have all of these things about this baby? I mean, every minute we've got thousands of babies born all throughout the world. Why do we celebrate the birth of this one particular child? And that's really what Advent and Christmas is all about, is this particular child being unlike any other child because of the promises of God to not leave us on our own, but to come and rescue us. And so let me just encourage you that as you hear the music, as you enjoy a bunch of the whats about Christmas, that you also stop for a moment and consider the why. Why was it that Jesus had to come? Why did he come? And why should we care about that? What does that mean for us? So take a few moments now and prepare to be wowed by some amazing talent. Thank you again so much.
Is a help to the ox and to his wife. Our great God send our Master, our good Christmas. was sad, a good Christmas pie, as ever I did see. Was sad, so sad. Here's a health to the oxen, to his right horn. Great God, send our master a good crop of corn, a good crop of corn, as e'er I did see. In the wassail bowl we'll drink unto thee. Wassail bowl we'll drink unto the health to the ox and to his long tail. Wassail all over the town. Great God, send our master a good catch. Wassail all over the town. Wassail, wassail, wassail. In the wassail bowl we'll drink unto thee. Unto thee. Unto thee. Come, butler, come fill us a bowl of the best, and I pray that your soul in heaven may rest. But if you do bring us a bowl of the small, may the devil take butler gold and all. Then here's to the maid in the lily white smock, who tripped to the door and slid back the lock, who tripped to the door and pulled back the pin, for to let these jolly wassailers walk in and pull back the pin, for to let these jolly wassailers, these jolly wassailers, these jolly wassailers walk in. Wassail, wassail over the town, wassail, wassail all over the town, wassail, 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 wassail the town, wassail, wassail the town, wassail.
Thank you. How wonderful it is for us to be back in this beautiful little town. Thank you so much for coming back. I often wonder, what do you do between the 2 or 3 weeks since we were together last? How quickly the years fly by, but so nice to see you all. And that great parade. Oh, you missed it, most of you, I suspect, but it was really wonderful. This group is called the 10, and we always say don't bother counting, you'll only get confused, because we are. We'll give you a concert this afternoon of both some secular and some sacred music. That obviously our last piece was to commemorate this wonderful weekend called Wassail. And we'll turn first to a rather secular piece from Cole Porter's wonderful show, Kiss Me, Kate. John Burke, one of our music directors, gets to do the solo in this song. And we're not there yet, but thank goodness we're all inside because it may be too darn hot.
Too darn hot. It's too darn hot.
I'd like to sup with my baby tonight and fill the cup for my baby tonight. I'd like to sup with my baby tonight and fill that cup for my baby tonight. But I ain't up to my baby tonight 'cause it's too darn hot. Ooh, I'd like to fool with my baby tonight. Break every rule with my baby tonight. I'd like to fool with my baby tonight, break every rule with my baby tonight. But pillow, you be my baby tonight, 'cause it's too darn hot.
According to the Kinsey report, every average guy you know much prefers to play his favorite sport when the temperature is low. But when the thermometer goes way up and the weather is sizzling hot,
Mr. Adam, for his madam is not, 'cause it's too darn hot. Oh yeah, it's just too darn hot.
I'd like to stop for my baby tonight, and blow my top for my baby tonight, for baby tonight.
I'd like to stop for my baby tonight and blow my top for my baby tonight, but I'd be a flop for my baby tonight, 'cause it's too darn hot. Oh baby, it's just too darn hot. It's too darn hot.
Next, more sacred piece, far more sacred, thank goodness. After all, we are in church. You all were reminded we were back. Never mind, that's another story. We'll come back to that. This is a very sacred piece. It's probably one of the oldest carols from England, Coventry Carol. Every time we sing of it, I think of that beautiful cathedral that was bombed out in Coventry and the new one put up. So, we sing of the Coventry Carol.
Thou little tiny child, bye bye lule lule. Oh sisters too, how may we do for to preserve this day, this poor youngling for whom we do sing. Bye bye lule lule. Herod the king is raging, charged he hath this day his banners mighty his own sight. O young children to slay. That woe is me, poor child, for thee, and never morn and day, for thy parting neither say nor sing. Bye bye lule lule. Thou little tiny child, bye bye lule
Next is a piece that's very new to us, a piece that we're performing now, I guess, for only the second or third time. Very, very secular piece. It's called Africa. It was first put out in front of the public in the early 80s by a group called Toto. I'm old enough to think that Toto was Dorothy's dog, but that's another story. I was going to tell you a story, as a matter of fact. You know, we just sang an English carol, and I thought I might tell you the story about the older lady, much older lady, maiden lady, lived up on a three-story walk-up in England, and she kept a parrot for company. Been alone for her whole life, other than had parrots, and she had a parrot in her apartment. She was having trouble with her pipes, that the plumber was obviously in need. She couldn't get the taps to work properly. So she called the plumber, and made an appointment for the next Tuesday at about 10:30. And of course, that Tuesday came, and she'd completely forgotten, and she left the apartment to take a walk. And the plumber showed up in his lorry and opened the back up, and these dowel-handled wooden boxes full of heavy implements, and up he went 3 floors and knocked on the door, and the parrot said, "Who is it?" And he said, "It's the plumber come to fix the pipes." And the parrot said, "Who is it?" He said, "It's the plumber come to fix the pipes." And the parrot said, "Who is it?" "It's the plumber come to..." And he popped an aneurysm and fell dead on the landing. And up the stairs came the little old lady, and she looked at this fellow and she said, "Oh, look at this poor man. Who is it?" And the parrot said, "It's the plumber come to fix the pipes." Well, I'm sorry. No.
Tell us another Christmas story.
Okay. No, that's very dangerous. No applause. Don't do that. What are we singing? Ah, yes. I know what I started to talk about. It was a song called Africa, and it was done by a group called Toto, and it's great fun for us to sing. Ben Townsend, one of our Hamilton guys, and let's see, and Tyler Hershey, another Hamilton guy, and some other guys get out and sing. Jeff Victor, who went to Ithaca College, he gets to sing, and there's all this wonderful, wonderful sounds. They put this on the album, Toto did, and they said, "This is never going to fly. I know it's time. We'll get started."
It's all the older gray-haired gentlemen here that wanted to sing this, by the way.
Yeah, wrong.
Nothing to do with this.
Hear the drums echoing tonight. She hears only whispers of some quiet conversation. She's coming into a steady flight. Her moonlit wings reflect the stars that guide me towards salvation. I stopped an old man along the way, hoping to find some old forgotten words or ancient melodies. He turned to me as if to say, "Hurry boy, it's waiting there for you." It's gonna take time to take me away from you. There's nothing that a honey man or more could ever do. I bless the rains down in Africa. Gonna take some time to do the things we never had to do. Dog dogs cry out in the night as they grow restless, longing for some solitary company. I know that I must do what's right, sure as Kilimanjaro rises like Olympus above the Serengeti. I seek to go what's deep inside, frightened of this thing that I've become. It's gonna take me long to break me away from you. There's nothing that a hungry man or more can ever do. I bless the rains down in Africa. Gonna take some time to do the things we never had to do. Hurry boy, it's waiting there for you. There's nothing that a hungry man or more could ever do.
bless the rains down in Africa. God 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 bless the rains down in Africa. Gonna take some time to do the things we never had.
Well, apparently some of the guys in the group sang that song in 1997. I was only 12 then, but let's see. This next one is a Welsh lullaby, and the words that we will sing were adapted for this piece in an Advent setting. And those of us who are Episcopalians know that we are in the season of Advent, so that this is one of those lovely sacred songs that we will sing for you. It begins with a beautiful trio and starts with Adam Zamora, who's one of the newest members of this group, and we're glad to have you all welcome him to the tent.
Now the heavens start to whisper as the veil is growing thin. Bird from slumber wakes to listen to the stirring faint within. Seed of promise.
people ask, does the 10 sing barbershop? And the answer is no, except for the song that we're about to sing. We picked this song up from a group called the Dapper Dans of Harmony in Livingston, New Jersey. I'm a Jersey guy, and we heard this group sing this piece and thought, wow, what a nice arrangement. So years ago, this was just after the 10 started in the late 1970s, and there are 3 of us left from the original group. We took this arrangement and brought it around. And we thought, let's bring it back. It's not Christmassy at all, but it's all about the joy of being with other people and of loving. So this is called Through a Long and Sleepless Night.
Tossing, turning, waiting for the sleep that never seems to come. Longing, yearning, hoping that the ache within my heart will numb. Groping blind for peace of mind that I won't find again, until our love grows strong enough to last. And until then, through a long and sleepless night I whisper your name. Through a long and sleepless night of who is to blame. Can't help but wonder if you're lonely too, as I lie there and toss about, so at a loss about you. How I wish my heart would leave my memories alone. Why must I redream, relive the joys we have known? I know that someday our love will see the light, Till then, in tick-tock silence, I'll beg my heart to replace all through an oh so long and sleepless night. How I wish my heart would leave my memories alone. Why must I redream, relive the joys we have known? I know that someday our love will see the light. Till then, in tick-tock silence, I'll beg my heart to weep less, all through an oh so long and sleepless night. Long and sleepless night.
The 10 was founded, as I said, back in the late 70s and made up of 10 men. We were 3 quartets. We've always had a problem with multiplication, but it did seem to work out. And so the tradition of quartet singing is still very much alive in this group. And we're delighted to let you hear one of the quartets that is a breakout quartet from this group. They have participated in the contest that's held every year at the University Glee Club of New York City for the Hambone Cup, and they have, I think, did you guys win with this?
Yes.
Yes.
Barely.
The name of the quartet is Hamilton Jack, because it's 3 guys who went to Hamilton and 1 guy named Jack. But Jack's 2 offspring both have gone to Hamilton, so it's Although he went to Brown. Yeah, those, yeah.
Where's our notes?
You need a pitch pipe?
Georgia, Georgia, no peace I find, just an old sweet song, takes Georgia, my mind, my Georgia, my sweet Georgia. Sweet, sweet, oh so needed, sweet Georgia Brown. I want to tell you that no gal made has got a shade on sweet Georgia Brown. 2 left feet, but oh so needed, sweet Georgia Brown. They all sigh and want to die for sweet Georgia Brown. I'll tell you just why. You know I don't lie, not much. Well, it's been said she knocks him dead when she lands in town. Since she came, why, it's a shame how she cools him down. Now, fella, she can't get, or fella, she ain't bet. Georgia claimed her, Georgia named her, sweet Georgia Brown.
That's old gal it's got a shade on sweet Georgia Brown. 2 left feet, but oh so neat is sweet Georgia Brown. They all sigh and wanna die for sweet Georgia Brown. I'll tell you just why. You know I don't lie, no not much. It's been said she knocks him dead when she lands in town. Since she came, why it's a shame how she.
Tell me, have you seen the way she cools him down? Now, fella, she can't get.
Our
Fella, she ain't met. Georgia claimed her, Georgia named her, sweet Georgia Brown.
my
Sweet ever-loving, sweet Georgia Brown, my Georgia Brown. Oh,
Oh, a song by the fire, pass the pipes, pass the bowl. Oh, a song by the fire, with a scroll, with a scroll. Oh, a song by the fire, pass the pipes with a scroll. For the wolf wind is wailing at the doorways, and the snow drifts deep along the road, and the ice gnomes are marching from the Norways, and the great white cold walks abroad. Zoom, 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 zoom. For here by the fire we defy frost and storms. Aha, we are warm and we have a heart's desire. For here we're good fellows, and the beechwood and the fellows and the tuppers and the lips in the pledge of fellowship. For here by the fire we defy frost and storms. Aha, we are warm and we have a heart's desire. For here we're good fellows, and the beechwood and the bellows, and the cup is at the lid. In the pledge of fellowship, of fellowship. Pile the logs on the fire, pass the pipes, pass the bowl. Pile the logs on the fire, with a skull, with a skull. Pile the logs on the fire, pass the pipes with a skull. For the fire goblins flicker on the ceiling, and the wine which glitters in the glass, and the smoke wraiths of drifting, curling, reeling, and the sleigh bells jingle as they pass. Zoom, 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 zoom. For here by the fire we defy frost and storm. Aha, we are warm and we have our heart's desire. For here we're good fellows, and the beechwood and the bellows, and the cup is at the lip in the pledge of fellowship. For here by the fire we defy frost and storm. Aha, we are warm and we have our heart's
Everybody.
For here we're good fellows, and the beechwood and the bellows, and the cup is at the lip, in the pledge of fellowship,
Go Big Green.
That song was for our dear friends over in Hanover, New Hampshire, Dartmouth University, the second best football team in the Ivy League. I won't tell you what was the first best, but their colors were orange and black. What are we doing next? Yeah, we're going to sing an Irish song, and I thought I might tell you an Irish story before we sing an Irish song.
Can we sit down?
No, you can't sit down. It won't be that long, I promise. It's about the Irishman who went out to his pub with his favorite friends and came home very late and was very schnockered, and he stumbled up the front steps and went over to the front door, couldn't find his keys, decided he'd lean against the front door and rang the doorbell. And his wife, of course, knew exactly who it was. She grabbed the door and pulled it open, and he fell on his face in the vestibule. And she looked down at him and she said, "What do you have to say for yourself?" He said, "I have no prepared remarks, but I'm willing to take questions from the floor." I told you it wasn't that long. So this is an Irish song called Granawell, the Song of Granawell. Granawell was an Irish woman who lived in the 16th century. She really was a figure in Irish history. She became a pirate queen. She even met Queen Elizabeth I at one of the palaces in London and managed to leave with her head on, which was remarkable. And she became a very rich part of Irish folklore. This song was written as a lament to some of the disappearance of some of the great old Irish songs and old Irish heroes. It's called The Song of Granawell, and Jeff Pichter gets to do the lovely solo in this piece. Enjoy.
While on the road I stopped to view the hills and shamrock plains, I heard the voice of a lovely maid repeat a soft refrain. To her I lost my heart as sweet she sang there in the vale. I loved her as the day she sang the song of Granawell. stop beside the road to hear the song that I adore. But as I live, I fear that I shall never hear it more.
For still and deep the singer lies long buried 'neath the sway.
And from her lips will never come the song of
An English group called Maddie Pryor, it was the female singer in this group. We borrowed this wonderful arrangement of really a carol, or if you will, a spiritual. It's called Poor Little Jesus. It's great fun to sing and a wonderful message. Got up here today, we had a number of folks, guys in the group who were not able to come. We had one fellow who came and because he was not feeling well left this morning. So I just thought you might want to know that we have a member of the group who was just a member for a couple of years back in the early 90s, who happens to be the son of John Doerr, one of our musical directors. That's Tom Doerr. And of course, Tom Doerr's cousin, John's other brother, Ward, is in the back. This is John's other son, Jack Dorer. Good to see you. Boy, everybody wants to get into the act. There's absolutely none of this business of nepotism in the group. One of their quartets was called the Four Door Singers. Sedan, I know. And the other thing I wanted to say, and no more stories, I promise. One of the reasons why we're here, and this is our 18th year coming and singing for you. Thank you. Well, there are certain expenses in connection with this. One of them is the rental for the church, so I trust that you will make a contribution to not just the church, but to some of the expenses that are incurred by the guys in the group in coming 300 and some odd miles and then staying and going back. So thank you very much for that. Thank you for having us. I forgot what I was going to say. And the reason why we're here is because of the fellow who's going to sing the next solo. Townsend Belisle was raised in this town and is just a wonderful guy. He was a very active member of our group before he moved back up here permanently. And now he goes back and forth to New York, and we don't see him nearly enough, but we're delighted that he's here and still singing with us. And he's going to sing this arrangement of Stephen Bishop's On and On. So we're going to take you all south in one of these nice secular pieces. Come join us. Townsend, welcome.
Down in Jamaica, they've got lots of pretty women. Steal your money and they'll break your heart. Oh, lonesome Sue, she's in love with old Sam. Take it from the fire to the frying pan, on and on. She just keeps on trying, and she smiles when she feels like crying. On and on, on and on, on and on. Poor old Jimmy sits alone in the moonlight. He saw his woman kiss another guy, so he takes a lighter, steals the stars from the sky. He puts on Sinatra and starts to cry. On and on, he just keeps on trying, and he smiles when he feels like crying. On and on, on and on, on and on. Well, the first time and the last time, it makes you feel so bad. If you know it, you can show it. Hold on tight, don't let her say goodnight. Yeah, I got the sun on my shoulders and my toes in the sand. My woman's left me for some other man. Oh, but I don't care, I just dream and stay tan. Toss up my heart and see where it lands. On and on, I just keep on trying. Try to smile when I feel like dying. On and on, on and on, on and on. On and on, on and on, on and on.
Another beautiful carol that was originally written in German, Es ist ein Rosen sprungen. We will sing it in English because it's so beautiful. Lo, how a rose blooming. We'll do two more songs from you. One more very secular song, but a great, wonderful song that we have sung at weddings. Some of our own children, some of our grandchildren, some of ourselves, sung actually to the brides. And this is my favorite 10 arrangement. It's called, singing about the roses, it's called Flower of Beauty. And this is for the ladies.
Alex Gore, we're looking at you. She is my slender small love, my flower of beauty fair. From the whiteness of her little feet to the shining of her hair, more fair she is than April rain on daffodil or tree. She is my slender small love, my flower of beauty. In the evening down by the riverside, and the grasses lean to kiss a rose who soon will be my bride. More dear to me her little head than
the time to say goodbye. Well, maybe not, we'll see. But, oh, no, that's very nice, thank you. And thank you for being such a wonderful audience. Thank you for waiting so patiently in line and freezing whatever you froze off. This is a song that Manhattan Transfer made very popular a number of years ago, and it's just so much fun for us to sing. Will Moeller, who went to Kenyon College, gets to sing this solo, and it's called Operator. We'll see.
Operator, give me information. Information, give me long distance, give me
On the line, operator, information. Please let me speak to a friend of mine. Oh, prayer is the number, faith is the exchange, and heaven is the street he's on. And Jesus is his name. Oh, operator, information. Please give me Jesus.
Give me Jesus on the line.
On the line, operator. Information. Don't tell me why when it's so long. Operator, information. Don't try to tell me what number to call. Oh, my mama used this number. I was very small, and every time she dialed it, she always got that call. And operator, information, please give me Jesus.
Give me Jesus on the line.
Operator, information, please hurry if you can.
If you can operate.
Operator, information, please connect me with the man. Oh, don't worry about no money. I will pay the charge. Just get me a private line. I'm calling from the heart. Operator, give me
again for having us and for supporting this lovely church, and congratulations to the new rector, the new pastor. This piece is a way of saying not goodbye, but we do indeed hope to see you again. It's a piece that Joe Stafford did, and oh good heavens, all sorts of wonderful singers did, and we think this is a beautiful arrangement of our way to say we will see you.
This heart of mine embraces all day through, all day through. Give chestnut trees, a wishing well. I'll be seeing you in every lovely summer's day, in everything that's light and gay. I'll always think of you that way. I'll find you in the morning sun, and when the night is new, I'll be looking at the
But I'll be seeing you.
I'll be
Thank you, everyone. Merry Christmas.